So, welcome to one of the most exciting stages of design thinking that's called the ideation or ideate. So far we have understood our user, uncovered the real problem and framed it using a point of view statement and a how might we question. Now it's time to answer that question, not with one idea, but with many. So here's the mindset for this session. Quantity before quality. Yes, and I repeat, quantity before quality. You may ask why? Because your first idea is rarely your best idea. It's usually the most obvious one. The breakthrough ideas often appear only after you have exhausted the obvious ones. And that's why in this session, we will aim to generate 20 or more ideas before evaluating even one of them. This is not just theory. Nobel Prize winning scientist Linus Pauling famously said, the best way to have a good idea is to have lots of ideas. So we will use three proven ideation methods. First one is Crazy Eights from Google Ventures, then Brainwriting 635 and AI assistant, ideation. So together, they will help us move beyond familiar thinking and discover unexpected possibilities. So by the end of the session, you will have more than 20 ideas, and through a structured selection process, one concept ready to prototype in the next stage. So before we start generating ideas, we need to agree on one thing, right? Great ideas don't happen by accident. They happen because we follow the right process. So Stanford d.school and IDEO define 5 rules of ideation. And these are not just suggestions. They are the rules that make creative thinking work. First, go for volume. Don't stop after 5 ideas. Push yourself to generate 30. The larger your idea pool, the greater the chance of finding something truly innovative. Second, defer judgment. During ideation, there's no, that's a bad idea. Criticism too early, kills creativity. That's the reason you don't have to judge. So many breakthrough ideas sound very strange at first. Third one is build on others. So replace yes, but with something like yes and. So that's how innovation grows. Instagram built on the idea of photo sharing. TikTok reimagined short form video. Today's breakthrough often starts with yesterday's idea. Fourth, be wild. Moonshot ideas may never be built exactly as imagined, but they often inspire practical innovations. Think of self driving cars. They once sounded impossible, yet today, companies like Waymo have autonomous taxis operating in several cities. And finally, stay visual. Sketch your ideas. Don't worry about artistic talent. Even stick, figures work. A simple drawing communicates an idea much faster than a paragraph or text. So remember, during ideation, your goal is not to be right. Your goal is to create enough possibilities that the right idea has a chance to emerge. So our first ideation technique is called Crazy Eights and developed by Google Ventures and used in Google design sprints to generate ideas rapidly. So here is how it actually works. Take an A4 sheet of paper and fold it into 8 equal sections. Okay, I know you can actually do that. Take a sheet of paper and fold it into 8 equal sections so that you will get, 4 boxes. So you take the sheet of paper, fold it this manner, and then at the last. Okay. So write your how might we question at the top. Okay. Then set a timer for 1 minute. In 1 minute, sketch one different idea. When the timer rings, stop immediately and move to the next box. Don't erase, don't refine, and don't go back. You don't need to be an artist. A rough sketch or even stick figures are enough. The goal is to capture the idea, not create beautiful drawings. Now, why does this work? Because time pressure switches off your inner critic. Instead of asking, is this a good idea? Your brain starts asking, what's the next idea? That's when creativity begins. In fact, Google Ventures observed that by the time people reach the seventh or eighth sketch, they have usually exhausted the obvious ideas. And that's when the most original concepts begin to appear. Think about Airbnb. If its founders had stopped at the first idea, they might have simply built another, hotel booking website. Instead, by exploring different possibilities, they arrived at a completely different concept, helping ordinary people rent out their homes to travelers. That's exactly what Crazy Eights is designed to do. Push your beyond your first idea and into your best one. Now let's put Crazy Eights into practice, and this is how your piece of paper is going to look like. Right? As I mentioned, just fold it into 8 boxes. So write your how might we question at the top. Okay, you'll have 1 minute for each box. Okay. When the timer rings, you stop immediately and move to the next one. Now, many people tell me, so I don't draw. That's perfectly fine, as I already mentioned. It's not an art competition. It's a thinking exercise. So draw using circles, rectangles, arrows, stick figures, whatever you feel or you're comfortable with. So if you're designing a food delivery experience, sketch a person, a mobile phone, a scooter, and a house. If you're redesigning a classroom, draw a few desks, a teacher, and a student. That's enough. So the sketch is only three, or um, the times. In fact, I'll say better to communicate the idea, right? So think about the early sketches of products like the iPhone or the Dyson vacuum, cleaner. They didn't begin as polished CAD models, computer-aided design, right? Models. So they started as rough hand-drawn concepts that captured an idea before anyone worried about details. There's one more rule. Don't judge your ideas while drawing. Your first few sketches will probably be predictable. That's normal. By the seventh or eighth, as I already mentioned, right, you'll start exploring ideas you wouldn't normally think of. Okay, that's exactly why Google Ventures created this exercise. So forget perfection, draw first, think freely, and keep moving. Great ideas don't start beautiful, they start visible. Okay, our second ideation method is called brain writing 635. Okay, this was created by Bernd Rohrbach. Okay, Bernd Rohrbach in 1969. Unlike brainstorming, where one person speaks at a time, brainwriting allows everyone to think at the same time. Let me explain to you how it works. Each participant gets a sheet with 3 columns and 6 rows. Very simple. So you have 3 columns and 6 rows, right? At the top, write your how might we question. Now, in the first 5 minutes, everyone silently writes 3 ideas, one in each column. Okay. No discussion, no judging. Then pass your sheet to the person next to you. They read your ideas and either improve them, combine them, or take them in a completely new direction. This continues for several rounds. Okay. So whosoever is there in the room, let everybody get an opportunity to do this exercise. right? And that's where you can say this exercise is over. Okay. So this essentially creates a huge pool of ideas. Let's take a simple example. Suppose your HMV question is, how might we reduce food waste at restaurants? That's the HMV question. Now, the first person writes, uh, offer, half portion meals. That's the first point. Second point is sell surplus food at discounted prices. The third one is donate unsold food, right? And then this fellow passes this entire sheet of paper to the next person. The next person builds on these. And this person then says, then writes, an AI system that predicts daily demand, a subscription for leftover meal boxes, a reward customers with points for ordering only what they can finish. So notice what's happening. No one is starting from zero anymore. Every idea becomes fuel for the next person. And this is why companies like IDEO encourage teams to build on one another's thinking. So innovation is rarely a single brilliant idea. It is often many small ideas combining into one powerful solution. So keep this in mind. Don't try to own the best idea. Help the team create the best idea. That's the real power of brain writing. So by now, you've already generated plenty of ideas, usually crazy eights and brain writing. Now it's time to bring in AI. Notice I said now, not at the beginning. Okay. So if you use ChatGPT before thinking for yourself, you will unconsciously start copying the ideas. And that's why in design thinking, AI expands your thinking. It should never replace it. So simply paste your how might we question along with your top five, ideas into ChatGPT using the prompt on the slide, and then ask it to generate 10 completely new ideas. Suggest three moonshot, ideas that, so moonshot ideas are basically ideas that may not be possible today, but could inspire future, innovation. Borrow ideas from completely different industries. You may ask, how would a chef solve this? Or let's say, how would an architect solve it? So sometimes the best innovations come from outside your own field. So here is a very famous example. When Netflix wanted to improve user engagement, it didn't just, study television. It learned from recommendation systems used in e-commerce, leading to one of the world's best content recommendation engines. So similarly, many hospitals have adopted aviation checklists, okay, to reduce surgical errors. Great innovations often, come from applying ideas from one industry to another. But remember one golden rule: AI has never met your user. Okay, if ChatGPT suggests an idea that doesn't solve your user's, real problem, don't force it. Keep only the ideas that genuinely address your how might we question. Think of AI as a creative teammate. It helps you see what you might have missed, but you still decide which ideas deserve to move forward. Now, at this point, you will probably have 20 or more ideas. And as I mentioned, don't start just at 20, you can have more, obviously. So now comes a very important question. Which one should you prototype, right? So the answer is not the most popular idea, and it's not necessarily your favorite, okay? Choose the idea that's most, worth testing. And to make that decision, use three filters. Your filter one should be, does the idea directly answer your how might we question? A brilliant idea that solves a different problem can be saved for later, but not chosen today. Your filter number two should be, can you build a simple prototype in 90 minutes? If your idea needs 6 months of engineering or millions of dollars, it's probably not the right choice for this stage. And filter three is, does the idea surprise at least one person? If everyone says, we have seen this before, you've probably looked at an incremental improvement rather than an innovation. So here's a real example. When Airbnb began renting a room in a stranger's, home, sounded actually unusual. When Uber launched, many people questioned whether they would ride in a private person's car. Now, these ideas were surprising, and that's exactly why they were worth, you know, testing. So one final principle is, if two ideas pass all three filters, and that's where most people will get confused, choose the one you are most uncertain about. And you will ask why. Because design thinking is about learning. If you already know the answer, there's nothing left to discover. So let's keep our summary here, right? Whatever we have accomplished. First, we learned the quantity comes before quality. That's how we actually began. And the goal wasn't to find the perfect idea immediately. It was to generate enough ideas so the best one had a chance to emerge. As Nobel laureate, Linus Pauling said, the best way to have a good idea is to have lots of ideas. Second one, we followed the 5 rules of ideation. Generate lots of ideas, about avoid judging them too early, build on one another's thinking, think boldly, and sketch instead of writing long descriptions. Now these rules create an environment where creativity can thrive. The third one is, we explored 3 powerful creation methods. Crazy Eights helped us think quickly. Brainwriting helped us think collaboratively, and AI helped us explore ideas beyond our own experience. Together, these methods expanded our thinking in different ways. And finally, we didn't choose the safest idea. We actually selected the idea that best addressed our how might we question, that could be tested quickly and had the potential to teach us something new. So that's what design thinking is all about. So remember, innovation isn't about having one brilliant idea. It's about creating the conditions where brilliant ideas can actually emerge. So congratulations, you have successfully completed the ideate stage also of the design thinking process. Okay. You started with one, how might we question, explored it using, crazy eights, brain writing and AI assisted ideation, and then selected one concept using a structured decision process. And that was not a guesswork. Right. So it's a chosen concept, I'll say, one that addresses the user's problem, can be tested quickly, and has the potential to teach you something valuable. Now it is time to answer the next question. How do we make this idea real? And that's exactly what we will do in session 4, which is prototype. You will learn how to transform your concept into something people can actually see, touch, or experience. It could be a paper sketch, it could be a digital screen created in Canva, or even an AI generated interface. The goal isn't to build a perfect product, it's to build just enough so real users can interact with it and give you meaningful feedback. And the saying goes, ideas are easy, execution is everything. So in the next session, we'll take the first step toward execution by turning your chosen concepts into a prototype. I'll see you in session 4. Let's start building. Thank you so much for watching.